Some short background since this is already a long episode, but this is Karyn, sister to Matt. You heard the last couple weeks, and Karyn was needing to get out of a relationship a few years ago and wanted to get a teaching degree. And at the same time, Tami and I had been praying about, what the next direction in our life was. And yeah, because those two things lined up at the same time, we ended up all moving in together. And so Karyn and her two kids, and Tami and I and our two kids, one of which was 5 months old, we all moved in together for 4 years. And it was fun. It was meaningful. And that was this week. Meaningful first and fun next. And then next time Karyn's on, the challenges, the funny challenges, I guess. But yeah, that's it. It's short. You'll probably hear more next week, but that's just so you can put the pieces together for this one.
What up?
Hello, Daddy.
How's it going?
Well, where's the baby?
Living the paternity life. The baby's here, but is imbibing right now.
Oh. What's your favorite thing about being a new dad right now?
Favorite thing is not going to work.
I know. That's the best part.
And just holding her and cuddling.
See, you waited to have a baby to, now you get 2 months off. So
Yeah.
back in my day, it wasn't like that.
Well, I don't get paid time off, so that's...
Wait, you don't get paid time off?
No.
What? I thought that was the law. That's not the law?
It is a law unless you're out of a union contract where they
Okay.
give that up.
Oh, geez. Oh. Well, good luck.
Sugar mom.
Yep. So you're hitting all the Lacombe people up for podcasts?
Only the best ones.
Yeah, I got Logan coming up.
Sick.
Breeze. Oh, I hope you don't mind Breeze flying in on our dime.
All right, well, have fun.
We won't.
Different.
Recording 7.
Yeah, we're doing 7 at once.
Cool.
7.
Alrighty, let me know ahead of time next time.
Yeah, your next pod is going to be October, I think.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, bye.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
He doesn't like whatever.
He doesn't like surprises.
No.
I could tell.
It was sort of about that. It's sort of about how you have conservatives for some reason have to like Johnny Depp because it's like cancel culture or something.
Mm-hmm.
They can't just admit that he's like not a nice person.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to sign up for all these things. And I never really put it into these words, but I was kind of talking to Kristen later about that, about how you have to subscribe to certain, not subscribe. I wanted to sound intelligent a little bit.
That's probably how I would have said it. It's okay. You're in the room with me. You can let it go.
But we were talking about like that and which things you have to subscribe to, and I was saying like, well, I sort of lean, if I would just say, Democrat versus Republican, even though I don't think in those terms, I was like, I definitely go more Democrat or at least liberal because of policies that help people out more. And about like Republicans is like the most fair thing is to like have policies where you have to pick yourself up by your bootstraps kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And, if I can make it, anybody can make it. But I think if you really look around at life, and this is what I was saying to Kristen, I was like, if you really look around at people who are in a good situation or a bad situation, but especially a bad situation, and say, is that person really going to overcome the life that they were born into, or, sort of the issues that they have that they were born into? Are they really going to do that without a bunch of help? And of course, the answer is no, because the cards are not stacked in your favor. And one of the things about living together that I take as like I choose to sort of like turn into like a positive thing in the way I deal with people and stuff, is just like, I think about your story. I think about like, Matt helping watch your kids sometimes, your mom taking care of your kids sometimes, your dad giving you some money, other people giving you money, and, living.
Remember how much money I always got? It was crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
And just, and then us living together and, having a little bit of stability. Mm-hmm. It's just like all those things. It's not like you couldn't have done it any other way, but those things, but maybe it took all those things to, really help you go back to school, have a career, get to a place like mentally that you felt good about.
Yeah,
and
it did take all of those things for sure.
And that's sort of what I love, that it's a great story. Now, I love that I had, I got to see that and experience like the positivity that came into your life. But also, that's one of the reasons, if you look around and go like, how many people are really overcoming,
Yeah, that's one of the main things I don't like about the Republican or conservative vibe, just because it's very, like you said, you have to make it on your own, or you can do anything if you get up in the morning and decide to do it, because that's really not true. And with the way the world is, there's a lot of single moms struggling. There's a lot of, what do they call that? Like just generational struggles that people are facing. And it's one of the most ignorant things to think and put on people. And it's oppressive, and it doesn't help anyone be successful. And so, I mean, even as a fourth grade teacher, and we're reading about or learning about the American Revolution, and that's kind of where the whole patriotic thing started, is, we embark on this war against British, and then at the end of it, we're barely surviving, and the French come and basically win the war for us. So again, here we are acting like, go America, when we needed that support, or else we wouldn't have got through it. Like, I just don't get where all this pride and American like way of living in life, and what is with all that? When does it start to become more about your neighbor, loving the people, like helping? And the Johnny Depp thing, I just I can't even, don't get me started.
It's just it's like every country, I mean, every country sort of has their like myth or whatever, and myth in terms of like your national story. And obviously like ours is, yes, like freeing ourselves from the British, quote unquote, like, and all the Western expansion into killing all the Native Americans, Manifest Destiny and all that stuff. And I you know, obviously we have a history of like, go and get it for yourself. And there's a certain, like, I guess, like, ingenuity and ability to do great things that comes out of that. But it has its own downsides too.
Yeah, it does. And it's funny because when you were talking to Tami in the last podcast and she was trying to explain a little bit about your personality and the fact that you like to have deeper conversations, or you just described it a different way. But I think it's more of that you see people as like an entire person from like start to where they are now. And that's something I've always like loved about you, is because when you do get around people who are following that, you know, oh, we have to like support Johnny Depp. That's like, we have to do this and this because we're conservative or whatever it is. They lose sight of or don't invest in people as people. And that's one thing I have always liked about you. And one thing that I find in me is, you know, conversating with someone and just realizing like, oh, maybe you're this way because this or that. And everybody, you know, I always want to like dive deeper. I want people to bring up things about themselves so that I can connect dots, or like not help them, but like I like to see the whole picture. I like to appreciate people for who they are, where they came from. So, and you've always done that with me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just on like a practical level, it's like, that's how it was like growing up, because when my mom, I mean, you know this, but on the podcast, but you know, when my mom was a teenager, it wasn't like a good situation for her. And, you know, all these people in her life, whether it was, you know, family members who are just, you know, getting her from A to B, you know, needing a car ride to go here or there, or, you know, people who gave us hand-me-down clothes, or people that, you know, go out of their way to give somebody a job when they need it or something like that, or recommend somebody or whatever, but just kind of hold your hand, or not hold your hand in a patronizing way, but keep an eye out there for you. So you're just not doing everything on your own. That was such a big part of, you know, it was just a couple of years ago, even when my mom explained everything to me, and well, not even everything, but just a lot more to me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, how did I even have a normal life? I still think about that night, and I still think about
your mom opened up to you.
Yeah.
What's funny is my mom did the same thing, where she wrote a book essentially with like multiple chapters of her life story.
Yeah.
And gave it to me to read. And there was a lot of things that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, we all think like, God, why did my parents do this? Like now I'm messed up or whatever. But it's like, I read that and I'm like, thank God I'm like, I had the childhood I did. I understand my mom now more. Grace, I guess, for some of the things, but yeah, it's just crazy. Her life story was insane.
I know. And even though your growing up, I guess, wasn't perfect, but it was not so far out of left field.
No.
It was a little bit.
I was just talking to my mom about this too when we went to lunch the other day, and I was saying, I actually feel kind of guilty because I was complaining to her about some things or whatever, and I was thinking, I like to keep perspective, like we all do. We like to think about the entire big picture of the world. Like our life isn't that bad. Mm-hmm. Like we have very like 9-to-5 lives. It's not very exciting, and you know, I tend to complain about a lot of things, and I have a lot of, I say, quote unquote traumas and things that affect the way that I communicate with people and whatever, every aspect of my life. And I don't want to downplay any of those things ever because they're real and they happen to me in my context. But I was telling my mom, I just want to keep perspective. Like, you know, I still, despite all of those things, get to wake up every day with a chance to move forward in life. And a lot of people are still stuck and they don't have that opportunity. So, I mean,
Yeah, that's what I think. You know, this is a little bit weird, but it was such a big. Maybe this is out of left field, but you know, when they talked about Barack Obama, I'm sounding like a big Democrat person.
Well, I'm fresh out of college, so I am definitely liberal. My family thinks I am. They're like, oh gosh, Karen's gonna open her mouth.
The idea of like, you know, people talk about like representation. Do you want to move your mic? Or are you all tangled up? Yeah, there you go.
Whoops. I was using the pressure washer all day, so my hands are shaking. I don't want you to think I'm like nervous.
No, I just want you to be comfortable.
I used all my muscle that I've been storing up all winter.
How your abs and back?
Yeah, it's not good. So I'm like trying to rest my hands comfortably, and they're like, we've had the rake and shovel and pressure washer in them all day.
But just the idea about representation, and there's a couple of podcasts that I listen to, like a bunch of Asian people and everything. Yes. And they talk about, like seeing somebody on the screen that is like, looks like you or whatever, or the idea of a black guy becoming president and just what a revelation that is. And just the ability to imagine your life different, I think is such a underrated, because a little bit of that American story thing about you can be anything you want to be, you can do anything, you know, it is a little bit like fairy tale-ish sometimes. So it's like everybody knows that's kind of like something that people say, but you're really like, okay, you know, nobody's going to be an astronaut. Nobody's going to be a president. Nobody's going to be, you know, those things that you say when you're like a kid or whatever. Billionaire, you know?
Well, not with that attitude.
Exactly. I don't have a good enough imagination. But yeah, it's like you know, if anything, I mean, your life is different, but also you gave yourself, you know, a new story that is like, oh, I know things can be different or better, or I know things can change because that is a giant story in my life or whatever. Or it might be that way with your kids, just like I'm saying about my mom. It was just like, those are the things my mom talked about growing up. You know, when I got hand-me-downs or whatever.
Yeah.
Or even, of course, you know, it's like parents, they tell you the same stories all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell my kids the same stories all the time. But it's like, you know, my mom now still talks about, you know, the people that helped her, you know, when she was young, or, you know, after my mom and dad had me, and how much a difference it makes in their lives. And you'll have that idea that things can change, and your kids will have that idea that things can change. And just giving yourself the freedom, or giving yourself the opportunity, or whatever. That's not the word I want to say, but give yourself the license, I guess, to, you know, be imaginative with your life. I mean, that's like the first step, whether you call it like hopefulness or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
That is that thing that, you know, that's like the first thing that holds you back, I think, sometimes.
Not being able to visualize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense when we grow up.
Yeah.
Seeing people that look like us.
Yeah.
Reinventing themselves.
if you're from
in
like,
every movie and every
Yeah.
song and everything.
if you're from like a small town or a city where it's like, oh, so my dad works there, my uncle works there, my
Yeah.
grandpa works there, and he lives in the same house that he, you know, whatever, and say it's a not good situation, not just normal life or whatever, but say it's a not good situation. I mean, it takes a special person to go like, I'm not going to do this. The reality is there's so much inertia and there's so much weight, you know, pulling on you to just be the same, whether that's psychological things or, you know, physical things where it's like, oh yeah, well I can't move to the next town over because I have to take care of my mom. She needs help paying her bills or whatever. And all of a sudden, you know, you're not able to break out of, and that might be because you're being a good person, not because you're making wrong choices. But the fact is, you're not out there looking to be a CEO or something. And you're not, you know, I don't know. Yeah.
So that mentality of just wake up and get your ish together and do the dang thing, people say, is not really realistic.
I know.
We need more.
It's not.
We need more in this world.
Yeah. So,
Sorry, are we back on the air? I just
We're
want
on
to tell
air.
you that we've been studying myths and legends, and I think it's funny that you brought up the legend of the United States.
Yeah.
No, I wrote my own legend, and I'm not kidding. It is so well written. For me, not even just for me, for an author. This is like, it is so good.
Send it to me.
It is so, well, there's one part in it that you're not going to like because it switches to first person on accident.
Well, I'm not giving you a grade.
It's it needs to be edited. Actually, you should edit it for me because we're turning it into a book for our classroom and they're going to do the illustrations.
Yeah, send it.
Okay, I'll send it.
Wait, your whole class was doing it, or teachers?
Yeah.
Or?
So our whole class was writing a legend, our own
Okay.
legends. I started writing one at my desk, and then I wrote the first paragraph, and I said, rung the bell. Everyone, eyes up here. This is really good. Listen to this. I shocked myself because you've read some of my other stuff when I was in college, and it was so bad. And so this
I
surprised
don't think
me.
so.
No, it was. It was. You're being nice.
The things that were bad were the things that you like just.
I feel like on the next pod, I'm going to read the first paragraph.
The only ones
Because
that were bad
then
were
when
the
it
ones
comes
that
out
you
as
just
a
wrote
book,
to turn in.
Then when it comes out as a book, they're going to buy it because they're going to want to know what happens.
Oh yeah.
The ones I turned in were the ones that were bad?
No, I'm saying the
What?
ones you wrote to turn in, as in like, I just need
Oh.
to do this assignment and get it done with.
Oh, those were the...
Those are the ones that don't come out your best, but nobody's come out the best that way. But the ones that you tried more on, you have a good, you're in touch with yourself emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, I gotta see if that's true or not. You have,
What? I am, though.
yes.
I know myself too well.
And no, when you have, when you're in touch with yourself emotionally, there's more to put down on the page.
Yeah.
You're not going, I went here, I went there.
All my
I did
20-year-old
this.
friends in college were writing about God knows what could happen at 20. Because one of our teachers were like, explain your life story or something like that. They're probably struggling to get a page. And I'm like, I need more pages. My life is so crazy.
Dried teardrops on
Yeah.
the wrinkling the pages.
Yeah, I sent it in original ink, the smudge. Oh my gosh.
Okay, can I just say the thing I miss most, I think about, well, I don't know about most, but one of the things I miss a lot is the first couple years when you were doing homework and it wasn't COVID's and you were still working, so you actually had to wait. Were you still working?
Yeah, I was still working.
And so you had to like do homework at night, and I had not yet failed at my master's, so I was doing homework as well. And yeah, it's just kind of funny because I think about it like the way people talk about college and being in a dorm room or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just fun all the time because there's always somebody around. There's always somebody to make you laugh or whatever. And it is kind of funny just adding another, 3 people.
It was so fun. And the best parts of those times were like when I had just strange assignments or group assignments, and we'd like all look on my computer at like the different people in my classes or like what they were adding to the things, and just like deciding who they were as a person. And like I couldn't do those things by myself. That'd be boring.
So I definitely miss.
Remember the girl with the eyes? There was this girl. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
See,
think about her all the time.
we
Where
had to
is
make
she?
our own website or something, and so she posted hers, and she had the most beautiful eyes we've ever seen in our lives.
Imagine if you're familiar with the Office episode about the lady in the chair who.
Oh gosh, I hope she doesn't have the same ending.
That's pretty much what this was with this person. We just saw this beautiful woman and then just create a whole backstory for her.
Life was so crazy because you were doing school all the time. Tami was having, she had the little baby and she was struggling, not sleeping, and all the things were like stressed out. My kids were always coming upstairs, and remember I couldn't parent and all the things. So like, but like getting through all of that, the best times were getting to come up after the kids were all in bed and just, if it was schoolwork or if it was the best time we ever had was when we went on YouTube and we laughed at that country music video comments. Remember the comments? We laughed all night, I think, like for at least 10 minutes straight. We laughed. Do you remember that?
Not only do I remember that,
you have it?
that actually makes me.
I always think about it like, what was that?
I almost have tears in my eyes right now. That makes me feel so good. That was one of the hardest times I've ever laughed in my life.
Me too. I will never. That moment will never happen again for me. I already know it, and so it makes me sad. But like, that was the best night of my life.
Do you remember the music video that we watched where we really read all the comments?
I don't remember any of it, except I don't even remember what the comment was.
Oh, I have it right here. I've always wanted to look it up.
I'm laughing, but I don't even remember what it was.
I've always wanted to look it up, and then today I was like, I just Googled like, how do you find a YouTube comment? Because
what'd you do? Know some of the words in it?
Yes, because I remember some. Wait, do you remember? Well,
it was like a girl.
No, let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it.
I just remember it was a girl.
Yeah, it was a girl. Yeah.
Okay.
No. No. When you remember the music video, you're gonna remember why.
I know. I'm scared.
Okay, but one of the things that I love about doing with you is like all this like pop culture-y kind of things like that, and just sort of like breaking down like stupid stuff. And because it started with the music video is already like insane, and it's Thomas Rhett, and it's that song "Marry Me."
Okay.
Because remember, it's like, she ain't gonna marry me.
Yes.
Do you remember that song?
Yes.
And it's like all about him being in love with her, and she's gonna, and he's basically just a stalker.
Yes, I remember.
And he's like going to the wedding, like making eyes at her, like.
Ever since my divorce, I've been really into Red Flags. So like, I think I must have found this song. I was probably listening to it and like decided, wait, this isn't actually romantic. This is creepy. And I don't know. That's probably how it started.
In the music video, yeah. So anyways.
Okay.
So this music video has 24,000 comments on it. So I'm like, well, I can't search. So I was like, I found a website that will do it for you.
Wow.
I just came
I'm
right
so
up.
grateful for that website.
And the words I put in was pizza face. And
I'm already
now you got to realize this is like already a long. I mean, there's no way we're gonna laugh as hard as we did that.
I
night,
know. You can't recreate that moment.
Oh gosh. Well, her profile is public and her name is on there, so I'll just say it's not a username, but Danielle Elizabeth Summers. Now you got to realize, okay, so the music video is, he's in love with this girl that's getting married. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's,
Marry me anyways is the
yeah.
line in it, I think, or something like that. No.
There's a couple pretty egregious lines in here. Let's say. Oh yeah, because it says, "I'll wear my black suit, black tie, hide in the back. I'll do a strong shot of whiskey straight out of the flask." No, this isn't the good part. "I'll try to make it through without crying so nobody sees. Yeah, she want to get married, but she don't want to marry me." It's like, okay.
That's her right.
That's her right.
Gaslighting.
I remember the night when I almost kissed her. Oh, that was the funny part. Because we watched this forever. He's like, so it's like, she ain't gonna marry me, she ain't gonna marry me. And we watched a video a couple times and it's like so crazy. And then I got to the lyrics, it's like, I remembered the night when I almost kissed her. It's like, you didn't even kiss her?
I know, I remember you saying that too. And we were laughing so hard.
She didn't even like you at all?
Why is he showing up?
Oh, he did get an invite, so.
Oh, jeez.
Pity, maybe.
Why? They didn't even kiss. She feels bad for him.
Oh, man. Oh, this one, too. This is the cringe line. This is a red flag. This is the red flag line. "And I know her daddy's been dreading this day. Oh, but he don't know he ain't the only one giving her away."
Ew.
I know.
She was never yours.
I know.
Where's the comeback song from the girl? That's what I want.
I know. Yeah, it's kind of, now it's giving me creep vibes.
I want the comeback song.
But way down in the comments. What a joy to have found this. This is like a gift from God. It's definitely not as funny, but because honestly, I probably put it in top 3 laughs I've had in my life.
Top 3 is number 1. We laughed so hard.
I laughed so hard. This is Danielle Elizabeth Summers. I'm just going to make her name the title of this episode. "I'm still in love with my childhood sweetheart." It gets I forgot how crazy it was. Actually, I didn't. But it's just crazy to read it again.
I'm laughing too much already.
"I'm in love with my childhood sweetheart. I thought that he fell in love with me in kindergarten. I fell in love with him the second I saw him on the playground. I was 4 years old. I know because school always starts in September and my birthday is past fall."
I remember that part.
He begged me to date him in high school. Begged me to date him in high school and in our 20s. And he told me that he loved me, but I didn't believe him until about 4 years ago. I was bullied very badly my entire life.
Oh, no.
And in high school, I was a hot girl. But I've always been an odd duck. And a guy that I had a crush on called me a pizza face. Why did I remember that?
That's the one line.
And I wanted approval so badly, I only wanted to date skater guys and jocks.
Same girl, same.
I wanted to forget my past. What past? She didn't say. She just said she was hot.
Your past of being hot.
I wanted to forget my past
and I was afraid that being with him would just remind me of everybody in elementary that bullied me. He and a few girls were the only ones that did not bully me. In fact, he was the one person that made me love school so much.
At 4 years old, remind you.
All
right?
cap. Yeah, 4 years old. All caps now. I'm afraid I fucked up my chances. We're both 33. Okay, it's all caps for a long time, so I can't.
Okay, don't keep on that.
We're
vibe.
both 33, and he is in a relationship with a kid. And it's fucked up for me to want him. I have prayed to God, and I have asked God to make the feelings go away more than once, and they never do, at least never permanently.
This is all under the YouTube video.
Each comment is
Did
like...
she give it a thumbs up?
Each comment is like, love this. Or like, this video is so cute. Or, you know, who's still watching 2022? She's got a novel. Autobiography. However, I won't wait for him forever.
Oh no.
I'm open to meeting somebody else. Seems like it.
Yeah, really.
Asking God. Pleading. I have to live a life, but it still hurts. So then I remember just being like, okay, it's over. She's like, she realizes like, I got to move on with my life. You know, he's gone. I prayed for it to go away. It's not going away. So I just have to like, you know, grin and bear it, go through it, go find the fullest me out there. It's sort of wrapping up, you think?
Yeah.
I have to live a life, but it still hurts. I'm sure he loves his girlfriend. I wouldn't be surprised if he marries her. She seems nice. She's a nurse. She has a body like a Playboy bunny. Except she doesn't have fake boobs, which is a good thing.
What?
And she's very pretty in her face.
Oh.
His baby, a job, and I have a disability.
Oh no.
And I stayed in the hospital where she works. IDGAF anymore.
Oh.
I give up.
Already?
So she's like,
She
I have
was so into it
she
like
was
a
like-
few sentences ago.
I have to live a life. Oh God, I just remembered she's a Playboy bunny body. I give up.
No backspace entered her mind at any point during this.
One like. That's probably me.
For sure.
I'm sure it is.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh.
She has a disability. Wait, she ended up in the hospital where she works. I need part 2.
That's torture. I know, really. That was 9/14/2018. No replies.
Oh. How could nobody have seen that and felt the same way we did? The internet wasn't as viral back then, maybe, but I feel like that should go viral.
5 years ago. I should put this on Reddit. Something. Oh my gosh.
Or we could do a TikTok of one of those like green screens where we're pointing at the comment,
yeah.
you know?
Internet, do your thing.
I have yet to make a TikTok video.
You know what's funny?
All my mom friends, not all, my closest ones don't because otherwise I'd have to disown them, but the other moms that I follow do TikToks with their daughters. I could never. I'd be, 1, so embarrassed, and 2, that's not appropriate.
And how do you keep your algorithm pure? Now I just remember this,
don't.
or I just noticed this. she replied at a certain time of year, and I wonder if she was thinking about him again, because she commented on 9/14/2018. So it was, September was rolling around again, the time when the school year starts. And
She
maybe
remembered
was
those
like-
elementary days.
She remembered.
Wait, why did she go? Why did she change to going for the skater guys?
That's what I didn't know.
Because people were calling her.
Pizza face.
Go back to that part. What?
Yeah.
Why did she get involved with the
was-
skaters? He's not a skater.
I mean, that part does not make sense. I was bullied very badly my entire life.
Oh, but he was.
And in high school, I was
Oh.
a hot girl,
Hot girls don't get bullied though.
but she's always been an odd duck.
So what was hot and what was odd?
I don't know. Well, that's why she calls herself a hot girl, but the other girl has a Playboy Bunny body. So it's just like, I would just think if you're hot, you're comfortable with your hotness, and you wouldn't really describe another hot person as like Playboy Bunny body.
You would say like she's as hot as me if
Yeah.
you were really hot.
Well,
Wouldn't you?
let's say she doesn't really have self-confidence, but I don't
Okay.
still
Well, she does. She called herself hot but odd. What is she
Yeah.
odd in? Maybe she has a weird walk.
well,
That could ruin a hot girl.
She did leave this comment. So I could see maybe there's
She
some
had a
oddities.
MySpace. She had a MySpace in the day, and she got bullied because she wrote things like that.
Maybe she's saying skater guys and jocks are easy,
They don't bully.
because she's like, I wanted approval so badly I only wanted to date skater guys and jocks.
Who
I mean, who's left?
drama? The drama.
I think
Nerds.
those guys would be easier to get, because they're like,
Yeah.
a girl likes me and she's
Yeah.
hot. She's an odd duck, but that's okay. I'm odd too.
The jocks are hard to get. I was like medium pretty in high school, and I couldn't get one, but I did get a skater. So like I understood the skater part, but I didn't get.
I don't know.
I get that you have to settle for a skater guy,
She
but
is.
I don't get the jock part. If she's hot, she should get a jock.
Okay, she's 33. Oh, wait, we're the same age. She's 33 in 2018. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I cut off her face, though.
Is she hot?
Let's look.
Let's find her LinkedIn. Maybe it'd boost her confidence if we told her that her comment gave us the best night of our lives.
What if it was me and I accidentally bullied her? Oh, wait, is this her? Wait, let me make sure that she doesn't have okay, songs I love. Avril Lavigne, Falling Fast. Okay, she's the right age. Darlin', Avril Lavigne. Miss Me More, Kelsey Ballerini. Taylor Swift, call it what you want.
Is this her YouTube page?
Yeah. Camila Cabello. Never Be the Same. So she got some updated. Uh-oh.
What?
Dear Future Husband.
No.
Meghan
Oh, is that
Trainor.
a song? Oh gosh. Is she not married yet?
I don't know.
Jeez, we need to find her.
Please tell me she has an about. No.
No?
No.
I didn't know you could go that hard on YouTube. You could do a whole about me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, here's her playlist.
What? What's on the playlist?
Oh my. This is her first playlist. Attract old lovers and friends back.
Wait, that's the name of the playlist?
Yes.
No.
Oh, it's
not
only
the
got
name
one
of.
song in it.
What is it? Marry Me?
Oh wait, it's like I don't know what kind of. Wait, what is this?
Attract old lovers.
We provide you with something more
Oh,
than a motto.
subliminal affirmations and frequencies.
What?
Oh. She's working on it.
Wow. She is committed to getting this guy back. Did she even mention the guy's name? Like, there's no way we can find him. Did she mention his name?
No.
Does she follow him on YouTube?
Okay, there's some health things. There's spiritual development. Also, there's get a boyfriend / love.
Whoa.
This one makes it too real, and I feel bad about this.
I'm starting to feel...
manifest baby / get pregnant.
Oh, no.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Oh, my gosh.
She's manifesting a baby, though.
When was that added? Because I really hope it happened by now. I hope she found the love of her life. She was cute. I think she should be... I hope she's on the dating apps and having luck. Like I did.
Yes. That is so funny that you said that. And honestly, it's so weird that we haven't talked about it because, and I think maybe I feared because that night was so funny to me. And I mean, we had so many fun nights. And you and I obviously laughed together a lot. So I think I didn't want to take away from, what that was because it was it was such a funny night.
That was so fun. I think about it all the time. That and the Zappos night. Those 2 nights were probably like forever burned.
I think I still have that on my phone.
That was so funny. I like how out of all the years we lived together. But I feel like when you laugh so hard, like those are the times you remember the most because it feels so good to laugh like that. It hardly ever happens. Like I still to this day do not laugh like I did when I lived with you guys.
Know. That's why I think, I mean, I do think it's such a fun experience that we all had together, and I love that. And then sometimes I think like, oh, it's so weird. Like I was just talking about, I was talking to Matt about this, and Tami and I were talking about just not being able to get together with people because, it's like, hey, do you want to hang out? And then somebody's like, yeah, I think in, the beginning of September should be good for me. And it's like,
I thought that was just a meme. Like, do people really do that?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
But it's just like, I don't know why, people, I don't know. But for me, it's like, I had that experience as an adult.
Yeah.
Somebody coming, us like sharing a living space and everything like that. And yeah, of course, I mean, that's living together. That's not even just getting together for dinner or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course there's, difficult things about how your schedule works out or whatever, but it's like the thing you're missing out on is like, good, living a life with people, laughing, having experiences together, like sharing joys and other things. And it's like,
I mean, I wouldn't go and tell people like go live with a friend with 2 kids or anything like that, or go live with a married couple, but because it did have a lot of like its own challenges. But I just feel like that time is something that because I'm single, so going no, not anymore, but going out into the world and I felt like I was trying to look for that kind of like sense of community almost in like one person. And so going on date after date, it's like, oh, they don't make me laugh that much. And I'm thinking of like the YouTube night. Like I want to laugh like that.
Yeah.
That's rare. But like I want to, I want the person to know what Taylor Swift in a trash can means. You're looking for those connections. And what we had during those years, I wouldn't want to say it was rare. It's rare, I think, in our culture because we don't live with people.
Yeah.
But I kind of have to remind myself, like, I'm not going to find that every single day. Like, that was such a special moment and such a special time that, of course, I want to find someone that still makes me feel good.
Yeah.
But that kind of feeling I felt like I was really wanting all of those good times. But it's hard to create, and it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah. I think that too. I think
I think, if anybody else had moved in and you're sharing that much of your life together, would it be sort of a similar situation? Or is it really the fact that it was actually Karyn Lacombe and not somebody else?
It was me.
And
let's be real.
I actually think a lot of it was. I think there is part of it that's like I was just saying about opening your life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it was a good personality thing and everything.
Do you want to go into that?
Yeah, next time. Okay, let's turn this off.
Okay.
Do you have anything you want to say? Karyn will be back. Matt got 2 episodes.
Anything I want to say for
Yeah,
what?
you want to wrap up the pod?
Oh, you just said we're done.
Okay.